Path of Fire, the expansion is on its way to coming out, and when it does, in a couple of days, basically I would like to have enough gold to be able to do stuff. So I thought up some things to do, and I realized today that I should share those things to save gold for Path of Fire, specifically for the launch of Path of Fire. So the first thing I want to say is if you've already pre-ordered the expansion, you will have the Spear Marshal's gift. If you have not opened it, don't. When you get there, you're going to be able to get all these weapon skins, but you're not going to necessarily get to pick which one you get as you go along farming them. They are drops, which means that eventually you're going to be missing just one single skin. So save yourself some time and frustration and wait and open this box, this Spear Marshal's gift, when you only have one weapon left, and it will save you some farming for weapon skins later, after the launch. So when it comes up, there's going to be mussels, so freshwater pearls will probably stay around what they are now, but we're going to be going to Ilona, which means Maguma lilies and flax and amalgamated gemstones. That may not be true of, especially the Maguma lilies. They may be only a Heart of Thorn map, which if in Ilona you can't farm Maguma lilies, that means you're not going to be able to get the gold from Maguma lilies, which means that Maguma lilies are going to shoot up in value after the launch. The Maguma lilies that you have now, instead of selling them right now, I would definitely hold on to those if I were you. And then also I would hold on to flax and to amalgamated gemstones for the same reason, because those ones may not be in the Ilona areas, but specifically Maguma lilies, you would think they're only found in Maguma. And so their value is probably going to go up because there's going to be less people gathering them. Also, when we get to the new zones, have a stockpile already started being saved up of ascended materials. The more you have, the better, because there are going to be new stats combinations, and that means new gear that will be the meta, which means you'll want to gear up your characters with gear that they actually will want to use. This means if you've got ascended boxes from your raiding or fractal runs, or from any world boss drops, you want to save those too. You want to save those because what the main major stats for characters are going to be is going to change after the expansion. There is no point in opening these beforehand. After the expansion comes out, you may find that you need a new set of gear, and that the current Viper gear that you have is no longer meta, or whatever it is. When you do that, you will either want one of two things. You will either want a stat that currently exists but is not the current meta, or else you will want one of the new stats that doesn't yet exist because the launch isn't here. Either way, you don't want to open your ascended gear or make ascended gear right now, because it'll be a waste of gold, because you're probably going to have to change it and get insignias later. Hoard ectoplasms. So globs of ectos, you want to hoard that as much as possible, because there will be ecto gambling and it can drop the runes of holding for the new bigger bags. The new bigger bag runes of holding, even if you don't want to use it to make yourself the bag, they will be worth a lot of gold on the trading post. So you want to hoard your globs of ecto and your gold so that you can pursue those. Honestly, not only will you be pursuing new ascended gear later, but you don't even need to worry about the gearing up of exotics on, like, for instance, your new level 80 character you got with the deluxe edition or something, because honestly, we're going to be doing the story missions when we first start up the expansion, and they almost always give you exotic gear as part of doing that. Also, they usually give you some sort of an ascended trinkets or things of that nature a lot of the time with things like that, so don't worry about that so much. Gearing up characters right before the expansion is just not something you want to invest in. What you do want to invest in are some proof of heroics, which you have to do world versus world, or else to run around on the maps and get yourself some extra unspent hero points. The hero points you want to have saved up before the expansion launches. So definitely go run through a hero point train through Heart of Thorns, or go get yourself a bunch of proof of heroics saved up, whichever way is easier for you. But when the new elite specializations come out and you want to use those on your new characters, you don't want to have to wait around for a long time to unlock that. You want to be able to unlock that right off the bat so that you're not wasting time later when you could be gold farming. Personally, I would even farm the metas to get the amalgamated gemstones while you're running around doing your HP trains on your characters, you know, maybe stop off and do some of the metas. Because, again, amalgamated gemstones. Also, don't worry about getting full map completion on all of the maps everywhere. If you already have it, then that's fine, but you don't need to go around with your characters getting map completion right now because you're about to have mounts, and the mounts are going to make map completing so much easier. Just worry about your hero points, but you don't really need to worry about map completion itself unless you're just pursuing keys for some reason or transmute charges. It's really not going to be prudent for you to spend a whole bunch of time doing map completion that you could do faster after the launch of Path of Fire. So I'm on a Mesmer right now, and my Mesmer, can portal people through jumping puzzles and stuff like that. But after Path of Fire, my Mesmer can also, as long as I'm good at getting to them, port to mastery points. People are going to want to get their mastery points fast, get their mounts built up as quickly as possible, and that means that some of those annoying mastery points in the first maps, you're maybe going to want to tip a Mesmer to get to it, to get there fast, and that means if you are the Mesmer who's doing the portaling, that could be a way for you to spend a little time after the launch if you don't care about spoilers and things like that. No matter what, I always recommend turning off like map chat and things like that if you don't want to deal with spoilers. Just a forewarning, there's always going to be that jerk who has to ruin it. So if you really care about that, totally recommend turning off chat. That doesn't necessarily save you gold, but it'll save you frustration, and time you're wasting being frustrated is time you could be spending doing something funner or getting gold. Finally, this is a little convoluted, but I am that person who is scrupulous and wants every frugal thing that you can get. If you have already gotten yourself the deluxe edition, you will have the VIP area. You will have your pass. After Path of Fire launches, you will be able to use that pass to teleport down there from wherever for free, and then you can teleport to wherever else you want to go. Right now, if you teleport from, say, this guild hall or from Lion's Arch or whatever, all the way over to, say, Fields of Ruin, okay, you're looking at almost 5 silver. So if it's 5 silver here, imagine how much more expensive it's going to be to teleport down here. 5 silver to teleport starts adding up really fast. So honestly, if you have the deluxe edition, if you already got that upgrade, make sure you use that pass, and then you can teleport from where the pass takes you to anywhere down here, and it'll be a hecka cheaper. Now technically, if you really want to get convoluted, you could, anytime you're in Lion's Arch, walk through the portal to Divinity's Reach, take the portal in Divinity's Reach to Fields of Ruin, and teleport from there down to here. But honestly, at that point, you're doing so many loading screens that it really would be faster to just teleport there and stop and gather a few trees or something to make up the difference. But seriously, if you have the pass, it's one loading screen, and then you can teleport to anywhere for a hecka cheaper. So, to me, that makes sense. But yeah, I'm just in here saying goodbye to our guild hall because we are going to go ahead and get the new guild hall when it comes out. Um, just, last gold saving tip. If you really want to save gold, don't rush to get the new guild hall like we're doing. I know it looks cool and everything, but it'll save you gold in the long run. Haha. Anywho.